Stakeholders in Africa's digital ecosystem are worried about its slow growth pace in global technology. In this brainstorming session, they highlight drivers which include education and talent development as vital to accelerating the process.
Education plays a critical role in ensuring that African youth can take advantage of the world of work and play competitively in the future that we're designing. Education here is not only about the formal training, which gives you the skills, of course, that make you productive and relevant in the workplace, but also some of the other informal learnings like critical thinking, like leadership, like communication, that not only make you a functional colleague in the workplace, but also a team player and collaborator. All forms of education, formal education, informal education, education on soft or strategic skills is what you need as a full complement to be able to take your place in the workforce. I think the last skill that I want to talk about is digital skills, where we see that by 2030, regardless of the sector, whether it's agriculture, industry, or sector, you're going to need at least 50% of your skills to be digital skills.
I think there are a couple of ways in which, Africa can take advantage of fintech opportunities, and I would actually say broader fintech financial services opportunities and AI. I think one is being able to apply the technologies to solve the problems that we have on the continent, and we have so many examples of institutions doing that today. So, for example, we have people using AI for local language translation. So whereas you were not able to reach certain populations before because everything you did was either in official language, now you can reach in local languages. We have financial institutions using AI to do credit memo, and so you can now even expand credit on the continent. The third example that I have on the AI front is even sort of, heavy industries, metals and mining, using AI for operational efficiency.
It was also noted that the continent's youthful population is an asset, but unlocking it requires investment in skills, digital infrastructure, and reliable energy.
Number one is improving on our operational efficiency. How do we ensure that our investments are yielding the exact production growth that is required, but also doing this optimally and effectively, so ensuring that our cash is being directed at the right projects that will deliver more bang for your buck. The second thing is, as we think about the value chain, whether it's on the energy side or even on the electricity side, is decarbonization. A lot of end users are going to be more concerned about the carbon intensity of what they're consuming. And so on the upstream side, as we're producing our oil and our gas, we need to be thinking about solutions to reduce emissions related to just normal operations and emissions from flaring and things like that. But this is also applicable on the electricity generation side. Even on the power generation side, there's technologies that can be employed to also reduce the carbon footprint of those opportunities.
With women in focus, strong demands were made on developing strategies to expand leadership opportunities and promoting policies that support greater inclusion.
I think the first thing that we need to ask ourselves is, how do we drive the school to work transition? So in a market like Nigeria, when we did the survey, we found that nearly 50% of university graduates, it's 49 point something, are women. But when you look at how many people enter into the workforce, the formal private sector workforce, it's 33%. So if the top of my funnel is 33%, I'm never going to have parity at leadership. So we need to first of all solve the entry level, the school to work transition problem. That's number one. Number two is, from entry level to managerial level, we see drop-offs ranging from 7, 8, 9, 10%, right? Because of a number of reasons. People talk about the fact that women are holding the burden of what we call unpaid care work, things such as structurally unfriendly workplaces, and so many reasons I can talk about why we see that transition. How do we help stop that sort of drop off in the ladder, and then from manager all the way to leadership level? Again, in certain countries you see a drop. When we asked ourselves the question, why are we still seeing the drop in 2025? And I'll give two data points. One, when you ask people or leaders in organizations, is gender diversity a priority? 70%, more than 70% say yes. But when you ask how many people are tracking gender diversity on a regular basis, the number drops from more than 78% to maybe only 60% actually track. When you ask how many people are tracking frequently, the number drops down to 58%. So just over half of our companies are tracking the gender diversity. The second thing I'll give you is measurement. How many people are measuring and holding themselves accountable to it, right? Less than 1 in 3 organizations are holding their leadership accountable to gender diversity outcomes. And so unless people, first of all, understand what the pipeline is, where in the pipeline do I have drop-offs, and then unless people are tracking and measuring, we're not going to see the progress that we want to see in this space.
As leaders of thought, cross-pollinate ideas on practical solutions for technological advancement, a call to action to secure Africa's future and build systems for sustainable growth is essential. In Lagos for News Central, I am Juliet, Rowland.